There's something in all of us that desires to explore new worlds, to love and succeed, whatever that might look like. But the emotion that's often attached to that longing is the fear of regret. Concern that we may look back at our lives one day and be discontent with the life that we've lived. And it's horrible because it's a fate that isn't even guaranteed but can steal so much joy from the present moment. I've been exploring a fascinating phenomenon that I believe can gain us access to one of the core elements found in this longing that we feel. And it's a tool that normal people like myself can use without the need for this extraordinary life. I'd love to share what I've been learning about awe. We've all experienced it at some point in our lives. That moment when time stops and you're so deeply moved that you lose your breath. Those moments are fleeting, but though they don't last, they have the ability to make a lasting impact. Awe is a feeling we encounter when experiencing something so vast that it fails to fit within our current understanding of the world. The grandeur of a boundless landscape or starry night, the amazement in a live performance, or even something like magic. There are several things that affect our sense of awe. I want to dive into beauty and ability. My wife and I recently went to the circus. It was my first time going since I was a child. I didn't expect much, but thought it would be a fun experience. But what I encountered when I got there were artists, people who had honed their craft to perfection and executed it wholeheartedly. It was emotive, powerful, and symbolic storytelling. It left me breathless, starstruck, and inspired. It's the thing that's gotten me down this awe rabbit hole. I wanted to hold onto it and experience it more, but I quickly came across two problems. These moments of awe are impermanent, and as beautiful as they are to the soul, they don't last. We can't bottle them up and access them at a later date. These moments also seem so out of reach. It's as if we'll only experience them when we're looking up at the northern lights or swimming with whales. These moments that give life so much flavor don't feel easily accessible to ordinary people living ordinary lives. There are so many days in between those grand moments that are waiting for even a little bit of magic. And there are things we can do to bring this into our daily lives. There's a growing movement known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence Retire Early, where rather than retiring at 65, people are trying to reap the benefits of retirement as early as possible. They have a concept known as building the life you want and saving for it. They incorporate aspects of their dreams as much as they can into their life right now, whilst gradually saving towards their long-term goals. Similarly, instead of waiting for a future date that may not come, we can find ways to integrate awe into our daily lives at a level that's within our current means, while saving up for those larger, awe-inspiring moments. These are the things we can do to change it from concept to reality. 1. Reduce low-quality amusement. My phone died on my drive home recently. I usually connect it to the car to listen to music or an audiobook, but it kind of left me in silence. During that time, I, by reflex, would find myself picking up my phone and looking for some form of entertainment. I did this like 3 or 4 times just in that short 10-minute ride home. We can easily find ourselves in a state Cal Newport calls solitude deprivation, a state in which you spend close to 0 time alone with your own thoughts and free from input from other minds. This constant stimulation puts us in what's known as a hedonic treadmill. The happiness we gain from consistently receiving 100 likes compared to 1,000 likes compared to 10,000 likes is no different. As humans, our happiness stabilizes to match our lived experience, meaning we would need endlessly more with no end destination that satisfies. This is the concept that forms the basis of minimalism. But if we reduce all the excess, low quality stimulation, our eyes will be more sensitive to the wonder that surrounds us. So be more mindful of what you watch, and watch in moderation rather than binging. Everybody needs to assess for themselves what low quality stimulation looks like. For one person, it could be TV. For another person, it could be over shopping. And another, it could be a classic social media obsession. Eliminating some of these distractions may give our souls the breathing room that they're longing for. With our newly gained free time, we can now cultivate our palate. It's unlikely that you'll find a coffee montage on my channel. Unfortunately, a good cup of coffee is wasted on me. I struggle to tell the difference between a good cup and a bad cup. It's not something that I've given the time to grow an appreciation for. Don't hate me. But there are certain types of music that I needed to give time to grow on me. And I actually took the time to understand their intricacies and value the artists for pushing the boundaries to go beyond what is typically acceptable and form their own art. If we cultivate a palate for quality, then when those awe-inspiring moments come, we'll be able to recognize them for what they are. One way we can do this is through practice. Spend time enhancing your ability to paint, dance, film, write, or any other form of development. Perhaps through a 5-minute daily challenge, for example. In doing so, you'll understand what impressive looks like and appreciate it all the more when you see it. You can also grow an understanding through learning about the world around us, the intricacies of our biology, how mathematics shows up in nature, or the vastness of the sky above us. Though it may require some input on our side, we'll reap the benefits in our ability to see what others don't. Lastly, expose yourself to beauty. With our reduction in stimulation and cultivated palate, this is where the magic happens. We can experience moments of beauty with a deeper appreciation. We're able to view life through the wonder of childlike eyes. We can view awe in a flower in the backyard opening its petals for the first time. A movie that transports you to another universe, or a puff pastry dancing across your tongue. And with a greater appreciation for the work it takes for people to master their crafts, the next time you see a live performance and see the performer vulnerably display their heart on the stage, time might just stop, and you might just be so deeply moved that you forget to breathe. If you found value, give the like button a high five or a hug if you're more affectionate. Always here to give one back. Subscribe if you want to be a day one. And if you want to be notified, hit the bell. Until next time, be well.